up guys, this is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we're going to be looking at the DC Comics Unlimited Injustice Batman. Now I don't know if I'm going to be into the game at all, but I thought the Batman suit in the game looked awesome, so of course, even though I get all the DC figures anyway, I was going to say I better get this figure because it looks so cool in the game. The figure is an abomination compared to the game. There are a couple good things about it, but by and large, that doesn't sound like the right saying. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's not a good figure. I'm just going to put it out there. It's pretty much horrible. I'm going to say right now, I do not recommend you get it. It's just about as bad as it can get. He stands 6 3/4 inches tall. His head is really tiny compared to the rest of his body. His legs are really, really big compared to the rest of his body, which makes his arms really small. The proportions are just all over the place on this guy. It looks really bad. The best thing about this guy is the cape. It's a nice soft material and it's a decent sculpt, and they did a good job putting it over the shoulder and making it look like it's tucked in, even though it's not really, obviously. They did a good job with the cape. The head sculpt, though it is kind of nice, it doesn't look really like it's supposed to at all. We're missing quite a bit of design on that, so that's not very good. The suit has a lot of the right details, but they're just, like I said, the proportions are so bad, it's just a problem. As far as articulation goes, the head is on a ball peg like standard DCUC figures. You're not going to get much up, well, not much up anyway. You can get down a good amount, which is, I guess it's good, but he's not tall enough and he doesn't fly, so looking down isn't going to help him that much. Looking up would be cool, but you can't do it. Shoulders are on ball hinges like normal, but there's no bicep swivel, so that's kind of a problem. There's a single hinge in the elbow, works like that, and then there's a swivel at the forearm, which I don't see there being a purpose for, since there's a swivel at the wrist also. There's a hinge at the wrist, which is cool, but there's a swivel there, so you don't need one there, so it's redundant. Same on both sides. This hand is closed more than this hand, but he doesn't have anything to hold anyway because he came with no accessories, so that's silly. He's got a diaphragm joint, but there's no rocking side to side or front to back. It's just a swivel, so that's very limited there also. There's no waist twist. The hip articulation is pretty limited also. It goes forward just a little bit. That's all you're going to get out of the hips to go forward, and backward is not possible because of the way they designed his butt pad. You can flare the legs out pretty far, but there's really no point in doing that because he has no ankle rocker and can't stand that way, and it's just a really ugly set of articulation points right there. He's got a thigh swivel in the thigh, obviously a cut joint. Then he also has, connected to his knee hinge, which is very limited, that's all you're going to get, there's a swivel at the knee also, which is just silly because it serves no purpose. I don't understand what they're doing with these figures. And then this one is just a single ankle hinge. There's no ankle rocker at all. So the articulation is there in some spots and not in others, and it's useless in most spots. The proportions are off. The paint app is okay, even though he should be more gunmetal like the Series 4 figure is going to be supposedly. I don't know, it's not a very good figure. It's a horrible representation of the character in the game, and the figure's proportions are so bad that I have to say it's not worth getting. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more figure reviews, some custom figures, and other good stuff. In the meantime, keep collecting.